Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Super excited to share with you today some fascinating coins south of the border. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, or shike, layer, and subscribe. I don't know what we're doing here. We're just going to go ahead and look at some real fascinating coins. The Ocho Reales, the 8 Reals, beautiful coins. This one actually has saltwater damage to it. And so when you look at that, that's when you start to see some of these different levels of darkness on the coin. That is the saltwater damage that you're seeing on there. And this piece happens to be a 1645 dated Bolivian 8 Real saltwater damage. So they're calling it VF details. Of course, on a coin that is actually going to have an official shipwreck assigned to it, lots of times they won't give it the net grade, but sometimes they do. It's kind of all over the place. This coin I have priced at $5.25, but a really cool example. And I'm excited to share with you just some kind of random little dudes here too. So this 1811, I was kind of in love with here, Ferdinand VII. Now the Ferdinand VII, if you collect coins from Mexico, you may recognize kind of the bust and the name and the time frame. Also, the reverse may look a little bit similar. This is a 2 Real, but we've got that convoluted looking circle over here is actually the Santiago Mint mark. And this one's a little bit less clear than some that you see. So, but really a cool looking coin, nice and even wear with what some people call a circulated cameo look to it, where even though the coin is circulated, it has that contrast between the surfaces, the devices, and the background. This coin they called a good 4, and I have it priced at $260 on that guy. If you're new to us and you just stumbled across this, we'll have our coins will be linked down below if they're available for sale by the time the video drops. Here is another Bolivian 8 Real, 1645. I want another one just like the other one. That's this guy here. And you can see just the difference in strike and everything. This, boy, this is, I believe that's the P mint mark right there for Potosi. You can make out part of Philip up here. So lots of times they get worn down. There's the crown on top of the shield. Lots of fun varieties and other varieties. There is a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. This coin does have a hole in it. Sometimes they were drilled to wear. Sometimes they were drilled to check purity. Depends on the time period in which they were probably drilled. And of course, you've got the other shield on the back with the cross and lions and castles and tigers and bears. Oh my. And this is actually this hard to see section up here where the hole is the dated area. Kind of fun piece that I have priced at $5.15. All right, what's next? Too much fun stuff. Okay, so this is a really cool piece. This is, just so you know, how these coins look when they are brand new. Oh, this is a different time period. This is circa 1613 to 1618. And that is the Toledo Mint. So this was actually struck in Spain. But what's fun about this coin, mint state 62, that is mint luster all over the coin that you see. And so, fun example, because you get to see a few things that we rarely see. And that is what amount of detail these coins actually have new. And so sometimes you'll see a coin that is very flat and looks like this, but has no luster. And it will be graded anywhere from a fine to an AU. And it's kind of all over the place. So definitely on these more than most coins, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, realizing that your starting point, your primacy, your point of beginning here is just sometimes very not pretty. You know, I mean, it's got a lot of stuff going on. España, and we got the lion and the castle here. Once again, let's take that far view and just see kind of how the luster flows on this coin. And yet how little detail there is. I'll look on this whole side here on the left. There's just no detail whatsoever. So that's just in general learning about strike and condition is a thing in most coins, and especially in these types of coins where strike and condition is just all over the place, almost like ancient Greek and Roman coins, although those maybe they were struck better. So what's interesting about this coin, you may have seen that I've got it priced at $9.75. This particular coin, if it were like the other coins, which are mostly, most of these other coins are Bolivian, it would be thousands of dollars. And I'm like really an expensive piece. Next up, 1636 dated. Also, once again, you've got the Potosi mint mark on there. This one, it looks like there's a little bit of possibly some saltwater damage. They don't mention it here. It is hold, a little bit bigger hole on this one that they're calling VF details. 1636. Pretty nice big chunky piece. I think that's the 36 over here in the corner that we're looking at. Fun to see just how chunky these things are on the edge. This one is relatively flat. I've got one to show you that is crazy convoluted chunky like I've never seen before. What's fun on these, so these are both thicker. PCGS actually has a, what would you call this? Not a double thick, but it's just a slightly thicker holder that they'll use. So you can see on, this one's really nice and flat. They were able to use a regular holder. Most of these, they use something that's, I'm just going to call it a double thickness holder. That guy with the bigger hole was $450. I think I had that guy priced at. All right, and to something that is very different time-wise. So you get, 100 plus years later, and now you're in the 1760s, and these pillar dollars are just super famous for U.S. collectors because historically they were like the first coin in the Red Book because they circulated at the same time as the colonies in the colonies. And that is the Lima, Peru. It actually is the L, the I to the M to the A. It's got the whole name right there in an abbreviated format. They would have done good in graphic school. Just a really lovely example, really nice, clean, they call it an AU50 on this particular one, 1766. And let's look at the reverse on this. This coin I have priced at 1100, but overall, really, really pretty. We got the Carlos III of Spain. But really nice surface quality. I'm enjoying, just kind of enjoying the way this coin looks. Hard to find pillar dollars with that level of what I would call originality to the surface. All right, lastly, I've got two more chunky monkeys here. I want to see if they're any thicker. Yeah, I think they're all the same thickness. I was wondering if they had like a triple thick, a double thick and a triple thick. So here we go, the 1719. So in between this design and this nice standardized look, you had these guys, and beautifully chunky. Look at the way the metal comes across there. The 8 for the denomination, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. Once again, Bolivia. And sometimes pillars and waves. These are the pillars. These are the waves down here at the bottom. Pillars and waves is what you're going to hear people talk about. I like this one because it kind of, they got it wedged in here. And like the metal is flowing over the edge down here into the corner. Just really cool looking piece. Look at the character that these guys have. And so you can understand pretty easily, especially after you looked at that uncirculated coin, you know how these big corner sections here are going to have just zero design on them. But this guy I've got priced at $625. They have this graded fine, which feels, you know, I think what I would say is just slightly low. I mean, it's just a really nice looking piece. There is the 719 in the middle. That's what this is that you're looking at. That's the date, 1719. But that one's really cool. And last but not least, we have a coin that's mislabeled on the date. They're calling this a 1762. It's a 1763. And they're calling it VF details scratched. So this coin has just some of the wildest shape and contouring to it I've ever seen, because it's like a mountain in the middle. I don't know if I can even grab, I don't even know if I can really show you just the way this coin pops up in the center. It's also dated on both sides. So here you got the 763 really very clearly. They called this scratched, by the way, because there's a scratch mark on this side that I think that's the scratch they're calling out. The case is what's scratched. There's also a little scratch mark there. Both those marks to me look like scratch tests that somebody did to test if it was silver, something that was probably done within the last 40 years kind of thing. But this one just has such a beautiful look to it, beautifully ugly, if you will. But you have the date on both sides. There's the 763. The 3 is hard to make out, but it's a lot more clear on this side. So I love these coins because it looks like I was the one who carved them. Like, how did you do? Yeah, well, it's an ashtray. Yeah. So, anyways, $650 is what I got that guy priced at. Fun stuff. Thanks, guys, for being here today. I appreciate it. Leave your comments down below. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.